Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to the Real Conspiracy Hippie podcast. I am guestless tonight. I'm running solo, and I am in what I would like to say is like a sacrificial offering room. I've been kidnapped, and I'm here. My studio is being worked on. It will be up and going maybe early next year. Probably the rest of the videos I have are going to be for the rest of the year in this room. I got my tech guys with me. They're in the background, so if you hear chuckling, I promise it's not anybody that I've kidnapped and put in this room.
Or is it?
It might be. I don't know. Let's see. I got stuff I got to talk about. We'll find out. For the new stuff, I've got a new studio that I'm building. I'm going to be running everything through different software. I'm hopefully going to have like a stream pad so I can do some fun stuff in the corners. I'm looking to do some like live streaming on Twitch as well. So things are going to be different. I'm going to get a few more videos out for the end of the year. That's really all I've got to update you guys on. If you haven't seen Heart Part 1 and 2, they're up right now on my Spotify. They're up on Apple Podcasts, and there's YouTube videos as well. I also did a podcast with Paranoid Radio, which was very fun. We talked about HARP as well. So if you haven't seen that, I highly recommend it. I did a video where I talked about Hunter Biden's laptop. Finally, I've been talking about that for, I don't know now, 3-4 weeks. I finally did it. So that's up. You can check that out on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe as well. So if you don't subscribe, you're not going to get notified when I upload stuff. So make sure you subscribe. And if you send me a picture of you subscribing, I will send you stickers. So they're high quality stickers. My friends have them, right? Yep. Yeah, they got them. And then follow me on Instagram, The Real Conspiracy Hippie. Follow me on Twitter, TRC Hippie. I am super funny on Twitter. I promise you, if you don't like anything that I do, you'll like my Twitter. So at least check that out. I'd appreciate it. I'm going to jump into this one. Like I said, I've been cutting these a lot shorter for your guys' enjoyment. So you don't have to hear me talk for an hour. This is going to be on the Denver airport. I took a poll on my Instagram between this and the Georgia Guidestones. And I picked both. I decided that even though you guys wanted the Denver airport, you need to hear about Georgia Guidestones. So this one will come first. Next week will be Georgia Guidestones. So I'm going to get into this one. Grab my stuff here. We'll get moving on it. So as far as the Denver airport goes, there's a ton of conspiracy theories around it. Everything from statues to paintings to a New World Order regime. It's fun stuff. And I think now with things how they've been going, this is more alarming than ever. I'm going to just jump right in. And I'll put the links in my bio as well in this video so you guys can follow along with me. So the big conspiracy with this is that it was designed for the New World Order and the Illuminati to have a meeting place and basically plot the end of the world there. Some people believe it was designed to be FEMA camps for the government to enslave us. There's a lot of crazy shit surrounding this. I'm going to give you guys kind of just a basic introduction on it. We'll break down each one of these as we go. The theory states that the New World Order built the Denver International Airport. There is a dedication marker that credits an organization called the New World Airport Commission for constructing the Denver International Airport. Now, the weird part is that such an organization doesn't actually exist. According to the airport website itself, and this is where the weirder part starts, a DIA spokesperson stated that the New World Airport Commission was a group of local politicians and business people who helped fund the construction of the Denver airport. So, that's super crazy in its own. The existence of this airport doesn't have anyone who's technically built it. It's a fake company funded by people that would most likely be in a New World organization. That is how this has been sparked with so many horrific conspiracy theories, and it only gets worse as we go. So if you've never been to the airport or you know nothing about it, keep listening to the end because this is going to blow your mind because it just gets darker progressively. One of the first things is that the runway is shaped like a swastika. It's kind of a stretch, but if you look at the photo of the runway, you could very easily outline a swastika. I don't know if I fully buy that one. I think this is the most of a stretch about this, but it doesn't look good. I mean, when you do look at it from an aerial view, it's kind of, it seems strange. There's none in the U.S. that look like this. It seems like they did the most with this airport. One of the sketchiest things about it, and I've been to the Denver airport a bunch of times, is the artwork all throughout the airport. I'm going to read a little bit. I will post, again, the link in my bio so you guys can see some of these paintings because they are super horrific. There are really weird murals throughout the Denver International Airport. Some of these paintings are by artist Leo Tenguma, and people believe that some of the artworks have Nazi imagery in them, thus attesting to the theory of the airport being linked to a fascist secret society. A Nazi gas mask alien generating a rainbow or an electromagnetic field with the swish of his Muslim saber sticking the Christian dove of peace. In the background, you have mostly ethnic faces mourning among bombed buildings. This is a horrifying painting. I went out of my way to see it when I was there in person. It's literally, have you guys seen this painting? No?
No.
It's horrifying. It's literally a Nazi soldier with his gun in the air, stabbing a dove, and like a bunch of small children of different races in like a catastrophic war zone. It's super fucking creepy. There's no reason that this painting would exist. Like, I could not imagine a scenario where I built anything and would want this painting in. Like, just the painting alone is super sketchy. And there's more. There's tons more. A gentleman named Dr. Horowitz, he actually wrote a book. It's called Death in the Air, and he talks about these murals. And he says they really depict genocide, and that's what's super sketchy. And there's a quote that he says in his book. I like it. Because the Denver airport has come out and said, like, it's just art. Get over yourselves. You're pulling at strings. And he quotes this in his book. If it smells like a skunk, looks like a skunk, it's not a gopher. The elements here reflect the circumstances in current geopolitics. The images here make it pretty certain that there is a commercial enterprise that relishes these images too. Too many coincidences do not give a reasonable, intelligent investigator probable cause to conclude something more than a coincidence. Tenguma is not a suspect. He is a witness. His art is evidence who paid for it and what was their motivation for commissioning this precise pattern of images that tell a very clear story. So, as you go on through the artwork, there's different levels to it, and the sketchiest one is I can't even really explain it. Like, the more I look at it, it's literally like a bunch of children in a rainbow surrounded by like an apocalypse. Let me see how they describe it. It's children sleeping amongst the debris of war, and there's a warmonger killing the dove of peace. But the kids are dreaming of something better in the future. That's how they describe this painting. Again, this link will be in my bio. I highly suggest you follow along. I'm hoping with the new year, my new setup, I'll be able to pull these things up on my screen so you don't have to just hear me describe them. But it's super horrifying. Like, and I remember seeing these in person way before I was even into this conspiracy theory, and I was super, super taken back by them, like, just as anybody would be. You're kind of like, what the hell? There's a ton of underground tunnels. This isn't even like a conspiracy. Like, this is real. Like, these just exist, and they tell us about it. Read just a little excerpt here. There are a lot of many underground tunnels in the Denver airport. Many believe that the true nature of the tunnels is quite wicked. Some theories say that the tunnels contain bunkers that will serve as a safe shelter for the world's elites and leaders during an apocalypse. A laborer of the construction of the airport alleged that an entire 5-story building is underneath the airport. Some say that these bunkers might also be a home for aliens. That's a lot. Other theories state that the underground space will be used as a FEMA concentration camp in the future when the U.S. government will put its own citizens in these camps. Now, if you would have told me this 5-6 years ago, or when I got into this a long time ago, I never thought anything of it. But currently, there's a lot going on. I mean, we're talking, so we're filming, what day is it? The 29th? 8th? 28th? Okay, so as of now, COVID vaccine's on its way out. And people are already saying, I'm not taking this thing. And they're talking about making it potentially mandatory. I'm just saying, if they had to lock anybody up that wasn't taking a vaccine and shove them into society, It's starting to look bad. I highly suggest you keep listening because it only gets worse. And once I start getting to the guidestones, things don't look promising for these conspiracies. Like, these are looking more like plausible theories. Like, they were ludicrous years ago, and as time goes on, they look more and more promising. This would be a very, very good spot for an Illuminati headquarters. An underground giant society with nobody really bugging you. That would be insanity. And the other reason why people really think that the Illuminati could have a play in this, well, it's because they kind of funded the airport. Read you this excerpt here. Have you ever wondered, where do the Illuminati members hold their meetings? Well, the Denver airport turned out to be much more expensive than originally projected. So, the Illuminati came to save the day. With the help of their money, they finished the construction of the Denver International Airport in exchange to use the DIA's property for their important meetings. There are theories that say the first few buildings on the DIA property were not constructed properly, and instead of demolishing them, they just buried them underground, which is how you have this 5-story underground building. Now, if I was going to have a secret society, that would be a fantastic meeting grounds. That's the most 80s evil villain thing I could think of. A 5-layer or a 5-story building, a beefy 5-layer burrito under the Denver International Airport. Okay? One layer is the beans, cheese, tortilla, fake meat, Illuminati at the top of that. Okay, if you haven't had a beefy 5-layer Illuminati burrito, it's in a new $5 box. Okay, I'm sponsored by Taco Bell. I wish. I eat there so much. They should sponsor me. But seriously, so people are coming out and saying, hey, this is like a 5-story building. There's janitors that have come out and said this. There's people that were on the original blueprints that said, we just built over a 5-story building. Is it super possible? I don't know. I'm not an architect. But doesn't seem out of the realm of possibilities. I don't trust anything anymore. And most people don't. Most people are pretty much like open to anything. So I don't know. I can't prove this exists, but it doesn't seem out of the realm of possibility. Now, one of the last big conspiracies, there's more, but I'm not going to get into a ton of them, and this is my favorite, is Blucifer. Blucifer is a 30... I was waiting for it. I'm like, someone's got to laugh. No one chuckled at the name Blucifer. It's Blue Lucifer himself. If you've ever been to the airport, out front, there's this giant, horrific horse statue, right? Well, conspiracy theorists have named him Blucifer, which I love it. I love that name so much. I think it's hilarious. It's a 32-foot horse statue with beaming red eyes. It is the creepiest statue imaginable. Like, it literally is horrific looking. If you thought Confederate statues in the South were bad, because those were pretty damn ugly, this is like 10 times uglier. It killed its own creator. This guy named Luis Jimenez was making the statue. A piece of it fell off, broke his leg, and created a blood clot that clogged his arteries, and he died that night. Yeah, Blucifer is no fucking joke. It's rumored to be one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. So, COVID, Blucifer, Bill Gates, and there's probably a fourth one coming out. I don't know. I don't know who the fourth one would be, but Blucifer's on that list. I just imagine Bill Gates with a bag of vaccines and Haitian children just riding Blucifer. With a Microsoft like badge. Take the vaccines! Shoving people into the underground of Denver airport. But it's super crazy. It's definitely a cursed statue. It's absolutely horrifying. Look at a picture of it. It's just, there's no reason. It's just the dumbest statue to have. I wouldn't imagine building that and even wanting that somewhere. So, and it killed the guy who created it. That's haunted. That's how things become haunted. When someone makes something and they die, it's haunted. I don't make the rules. I enforce them. It's haunted. I'm going to kind of keep this one short and sweet because it's just me. I have been to the Denver airport. It's super creepy. I spent a ton of time there. I had a 8.5-hour layover. It was one of the worst days of my life. I walked the airport all over. It feels off. I looked at these murals in person. They're absolutely fucking horrific. I've seen Lucifer face to face. It's definitely horrifying. And you get a vibe. Like, in the whole airport, there's posters making fun of it. Like, there was one that says, aliens live here, LOL. Like, funny shit like that, like making light of it. But this is not something to be made light of. Like, it's super creepy. And the more you walk around and look at the photos, you look at some of the possibilities, it is super, super strange. It's been in circulation for years, I think. I mean, God, probably since early 2000s, people have been talking about this shit. So, I don't know. I've been there. I hated it. A good friend of mine actually stayed overnight at the Denver airport, and he said it was fucked up. He's like, dude, super creepy. I don't like being here. He talked to employees at bars and stuff. They all said that they have super bad vibes. They don't enjoy the airport. Like, they don't want to work there. So, I don't know. You tell me. If you're not a vibes person, I can't help you. But I got super neggy vibes when I was there. There was no posy vibes. I wasn't feeling it. Was not for me. I see you chuckling. One of my tech boys over here was telling me about some guy was he walking through, and he was hearing like demonic music playing through the speakers.
It was just him, and it was like, I wouldn't say call signs, but like instructions. Like, and this is a pretty widely known video.
Yeah, I think I've seen it. Honestly, I probably should have. I'm not the best conspiracy theorist. I don't keep up on TikTok videos. I'm sorry. I am the best conspiracy theorist. I'm kidding. Okay, I'm absolutely hilarious. I'm super knowledgeable. But no, so there's just tons of stuff like regarding this. It's super sketchy. I personally don't have good vibes there. I don't like it. Between the swastika runway, the underground tunnels, between just the creepy shit around it, the 5-story building, the unknown investors in the airport. It's a hotbed of conspiracy theories, and they know it. And they make fun of it because they don't know how to handle it. And they're like, oh, well, nothing sketchy here. Nothing screams guilty like saying LOL at what you just did. Like, haha, like, no, you're guilty. Like, if you ask your girlfriend if she's cheating and she goes, oh, yeah, I'm cheating. She's cheating. She's getting railed 6 ways from Sunday on the side. And I hate to tell you that, but that's the truth. And we all know that to be true. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not feeling it. I'm sure you guys have all been to the Denver International Airport. So I'll leave you with this. The creepiest part about it is there's a giant Masonic stone in the front. And it's a tribute to the people who built the airport. It's got the Freemason logo. It's got some codes on it. It's like a giant tablet. Let me see here. Oh, if you look at the date, the stone was dedicated on the 19th of March in 1994. If you add the numbers 1 plus 9 plus 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 4, you get 33. Now, 33 in the Masonry world is the symbol for highest excellence, or like peak perfection. Now, it's a stretch. You do have to add the numbers up in a very specific pattern, but there's just so much going on here. It's so easy to discredit me and go, or any conspiracy theorist, and be like, oh, well, this is why, and this is why, and this is why. But there's always an easy explanation for coincidences, but there's never an explanation for why there's so many coincidences. Okay, you can discredit every one of these very quickly, but when you add them up, why? Why is there a Masonic stone? Why don't we know who built the airport? Why is the runway possibly built like swastikas? Why are there tunnels underneath this place? Why is there a 5-story building underneath this place? And why is there a 32-foot tall horse statue with beaming red eyes that killed its creator? I don't know. I'd love to hear what you guys think. This episode's going to be short and sweet, so throw your stuff in the comments. I got nothing to plug. Nobody likes my plugs after we've had a few failed plugs. We definitely give out discounts we weren't supposed to, so no one wants me to plug anymore. But yeah, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Again, you'll be notified when I make new videos. For the rest of the year, I'm going to be streaming out of this specific location, and starting 2021, I'll have tons of new stuff. My last episode of the year, I'll really talk about what we're going to do in 2021, and it'll be a little more fun. So let's take it easy, and I'll see you guys next week.